Hello, everyone. Happy New Year and welcome to the weekly energy update for the week of January 4th, 2026. I'm Renee Spears, spirit guide channeler and spiritual mentor, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Bozeman, Montana. Every Sunday, I share the energy for the week ahead, and I also infuse the show with some positive vibes, so you get a little positive energy boost just for listening. Well, here we go. We made it to 2026. And this isn't just another new year. It's a complete reset. Like I mentioned last week, 2026 is a 1 year in numerology, the number of beginnings and new cycles. And the astrology this year is wild. This is the kind of year astrologers will talk about decades later. So Saturn and Neptune both re-enter Aries this year. Saturn will be there for 2 years and Neptune for over a decade. And Aries is the very first sign of the zodiac and the ignition point. It's the spark. And in February, we'll also enter the year of the fire horse. So we can feel that something powerful is waking up inside of us and in the collective. January sets the tone for the whole year. And what I love about it is that it doesn't come in hot and heavy. Instead, it starts with the softer energy of yesterday's full moon in Cancer. I think of January as a bridge from the ending energies of 2025 and the fresh, active energy that's coming in. Things will ramp up later in the year, but January is more about easing in and preparing for what's coming. January is a 2 universal month in numerology, and we get that by adding 1 for 2026 because it's a 1 year, and 1 for January, the first month of the year. A 2 is quieter energy. It's not about pushing forward or forcing momentum. It's about preparing. And I always think of a 2 month as a time we prepare for our journey. We're gathering the resources we'll need for the new 9-year journey we're starting this year. And the resources I'm talking about aren't just money or plans. They're relationships and connections. It's knowledge, support, and clarity. So if you try to push or rush in a 2 month, it can feel very frustrating. But really something important is happening. This month is laying the foundation for what comes next. So trust that if things feel slower than you might like, you're not behind. You're just gathering what you need for the next phase of your journey. So if 2026 is about stepping into a new version of yourself, January is about making sure your foundation feels solid first. A 2 month also heightens our intuition. Things may feel more emotional, sensitive, or more personal than usual. And that sensitivity is not a weakness or a bad thing. That sensitivity is information. It's helping you to know what to change. We know this year and this chapter will be completely different, full of change, but we don't have any idea what's changing. And we may not know what's going to change until it's right in front of us. So we like to plan change. We like to plan everything, right? But we like to plan change. We like to map it out. We like to name it. We like to ritualize it, package it up all neatly. But the kind of change we're entering now doesn't work that way. It happens in real time. And it shows up as a feeling in your body. And this could look like a lack of energy, a sense that something you've always done now just feels off, or maybe you just don't want to do something anymore. And this happened to me last week. I was going to do a spiritual ritual to welcome the new year, and I just didn't want to. I wasn't feeling it. And even though I told all of you that I would do it, I didn't. So I no longer want to do anything in my life that's not aligned. So in order to live in alignment and flow, I need to listen and honor my intuition and how I feel. We're not forcing change or transformation. We just need to be present enough to notice when something no longer feels aligned, and then give ourselves permission to do it differently. Even if we can't fully explain why yet, even if it feels irresponsible, even if we've always done it that way. Now, we will feel like moving forward because it's Capricorn season, and Mercury, Venus, and Mars are also in Capricorn. And that's the main energy influencing us right now and for the first 2 weeks of the month. And this helps us focus on structure and discipline and long-term goals. So we're not just sitting here twiddling our thumbs, we're working on building the foundation for our future. So with all these planets in Capricorn, there's a lot of earth energy right now, which is very grounded and steady and practical. Earth signs are about building real things in the real world, not just ideas, but things that actually last. And Capricorn especially is focused on the long game. It's ambitious in a quiet, steady way, and it's about setting goals, creating structure, and figuring out how to create in the physical world. Then in the second half of the month, we really start to feel the energy shift. The planets begin moving into Aquarius and everything lightens up and gets a little bit more forward thinking. Venus enters Aquarius on the 17th. The Sun moves into Aquarius on the 19th, officially kicking off Aquarius season. Mercury follows on the 20th, and Mars joins in on the 23rd. So there's a noticeable transition from grounded, practical energy of Capricorn into something more innovative and social and future-focused. But the biggest thing happening that's influencing us this month and this year is the move of Neptune into Aries later in the month. So when Neptune moves into Aries, the energy shifts in a very noticeable way because Neptune and Aries speak totally different languages. Neptune is about dreams and intuition and spirituality and the unseen realms. It dissolves boundaries and it asks us to surrender and trust. Aries, on the other hand, is bold and fast and independent and action-oriented. It's the spark. It's the initiator. It's the let's go energy. So when Neptune enters Aries, we move from dreaming and dissolving into dreaming and doing. And this energy is inspiring and empowering, and it can also feel confusing at first. So Neptune can blur our clarity, and Aries wants immediate action. So our work for the first part of this month, before Neptune moves into Aries, is to prepare so we won't feel lost and confused. Get clear about what you want. Gather what you need to help you get what you want, which would be the people and the connections and the knowledge. Take some classes, read some books, and build a really solid foundation. Neptune in Aries is a trust yourself and go kind of energy, and we want to be ready for it. And I have a few ways to help you get ready. The first one is the Cosmic Clarity Bundle, which is an astrology reading with Deborah Norton, a human design reading with Candy Duns, and a spirit guide channeling session with me for only $250. That sale ends on Tuesday, so this is your last chance to get one. My Reinvent Your Life class is another way to prepare. It starts on Wednesday and meets every week for 3 weeks, and it's also perfect for getting clarity and a plan for what's next. And it's only $77. There are links to both of these in the show notes and on my website, Abundology.com. And then if you want to go even deeper and embrace the Neptune and Aries energy coming, the first Women's Wisdom Circle of the year starts on the 13th. So this Wisdom Circle is about the art of surrender. So in addition to deep conversations and meditations and practicing surrender, we'll be reading the Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. So surrender doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you stop trying to control the outcome. You still show up, you still participate in your life, but you release the idea that everything has to happen on your timeline or the way that you want it to. So when we're constantly pushing or fixing or trying to figure everything out, there's no room for spiritual guidance to come in. Surrender is about faith and trust. And when you move from trying to control everything to allowing, that's where the magic is. And that's when you're really flowing with the universe in life. So you can register for the Wisdom Circle on the schedule page on my website now. And the web page with more details will be up early this week. So January is helping us gather what we'll need for the journey ahead and build a very strong foundation. Like we are making progress. And this energy is just a really great way to ease into the year. And pay attention to when things don't feel right anymore, and then just give yourself permission to change. The big changes are coming. We don't need to worry about those. They're on their way. What we can do is embrace and have fun with the small changes. So as always, thank you for listening and passing the podcast on to your friends. I've had 2 weeks off work, and today is about preparing for the year. I'm getting my office organized, the house clean. I need to run some errands and stock up on a few things. It just feels good to get prepared. So happy New Year, everyone, and I will talk to you again next week.